Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. Whoa, microphone's out of the way. Come here, baby. Okay, here we are. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook. We get together, we take a look at headlines from local sources, from state sources, and national sources. We take a look at your comments, your ideas, your questions, your suggestions, and we combine it all with the intention of having the best possible life here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English-speaking locals that are trying to get as immersed in the here and now of Mexico as possible. This is what we do. This is who we are. And today is June 22nd. It is Tuesday. It is Taco Tuesday. So we're going to have a little bit of a taco exploration. But before we go any further, in case you're wondering, it is only fitting that on National Emergency Drill Day yesterday, I should decide to be so eloquent with my hands that I should spill, yes, keyboard update. I'm getting to that, Sean. That I should spill, a completely full glass of iced coffee all over my keyboard and myself in the middle of a broadcast. I quickly assessed the situation. And if you were here yesterday, I kept my cool to the best of my ability and continued the broadcast until it was time to end it. After I ended the broadcast, I found myself drenched in iced coffee and tried to dry my keyboard as best as possible. And the outcome of the whole thing is, first of all, there was no loss of life. Number two, there was no loss of sense of humor. Number three, there was a lot of gratitude to the effect that this could have been a cup of hot coffee, and that would not have been funny. We did lose the keyboard, but it's a $45 keyboard. We didn't lose life. We didn't lose sense of humor. The things can be replaced. So it is what it is. I am now driving on my trusty Logitech other keyboard, which I love, actually. I keep it connected to my older computer, which is back there. And that was it. Shit happens. And it was unfortunate that it happened during the broadcast, but we're here to connect, and that's what we did, and all is well. The keyboard can be replaced. It's Amazon Prime. Yesterday I noticed somebody was asking, do you have Amazon Prime in Mexico? Of course we do. So, we'll order another keyboard. End of story. Everything is fine. So, with that said and done, let me see. We have great news today about vaccination. We have some news about the outcome of this simulation exercise. We have some information about water levels in local reservoirs, interesting places that you may want to visit, beach destinations in Riviera Nayarit. We have a bit of news that really ruffled my feathers for very irrational reasons, and I'll try to convey those to you. And of course, we have Taco Tuesday, which more than just a taco place exploration turned out to become a whole language and cultural experience. What do you make of that? So let us dive in, and we'll, of course, as always, take a look at your comments in the second half of the broadcast. If you are new to the broadcast, my name is Paco, and we'd love to know that you are new. You can let us know by writing the word new in your comments. And if you have something that is really important for us to touch base on, just let us know by adding the letter Q at the beginning of your comment, and let us just dive in. Yikes. For us to dive in, I would have to put in the first bit of news. There you go. We begin with great news for folks in their 30s, although the government has not provided vaccination dates for this age group yet. They have habilitated the pre-registration on the official website. So if you are in your 30s, your time has come to pre-register to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. So there you have it. Please get it done. Joey, Isaac, I'm thinking about you guys, my dear friends, and anybody out there that is in your 30s. just go out and get it done. And as a reminder, I will leave you with the link to the vaccination pre-registration site in the show notes. Of course, no new news about when the second vaccinations are going to take place for those of us that have already received the first shot. But Joey, there you are. Yay! I am so happy that you're watching. I'm always thinking about your well-being and yours and Isaac, of course. And of course, when I think people in their 30s, you are the first friends that come to mind. So please, 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 let's get it done. Yesterday, as we mentioned before, was the National Emergency Drill Day, and at 11:30 in the morning, thousands of people all over the country got busy under the premise of an earthquake hitting the coast of Guerrero and having to evacuate and enforce all kinds of protocols that people talk about and have written, but of course, one thing is to talk about them, and another thing is to actually put them into action. Now, I was too busy cleaning my own emergency to notice if there were any sirens in town or any activity, but I did read this note that I'm showing you on the screen claiming that employees at City Hall, I'm sorry, it is kind of funny. It sounds funny. They improved their evacuation time by 20 seconds. It took employees 3 minutes and 10 seconds to evacuate the building, whereas in the past drill 2 years ago, it had taken them 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I know it sounds like a fun game, but you never know. I mean, we watch all these movies about horrible things happening and tsunamis and earthquakes and stuff like that. And I would not want to be caught in any of those things. And let's not go any further. Hurricane season is approaching. In fact, it is here. And you never know what could happen. So as much as it sounds funny, it's a good thing that these exercises took place. So there you have it. Moving right along, despite the rain that we've had, water levels in regional reservoirs, Corinchis and Cajon de Peña continue to be a source of concern. Tropical storm Dolores barely made an improvement or a dent in the water levels. However, there already seems to be another tropical storm brewing in the Pacific Ocean, but we won't be certain of this until Friday. The good news, however, is that the region surrounding our city is no longer classified as severely dry, but has shifted to abnormally dry, which is slightly better in the ranking, I suppose. And just to show you where these reservoirs are, here is our trusty map. I always want to give you a little bit of context whenever we talk about places and areas. So here is our beloved Puerto Vallarta. And the Corinchis Reservoir is right here next to the town of Mascota. If you should ever go to Mascota, it's a short drive from the city. I've been there before, and I didn't see a lot of things to do right at the dam, but I recall that there was an eatery there, and we ate quite well, and it was a lovely extension to our exploration of Mascota. And of course, Cajon de Peña is all the way down here. I have spoken about Cajon de Peña a couple of times because I've had the pleasure of staying there at my friend Juan's cabañas. He has some beautiful casitas right next to the dam, and I have learned not too long ago, and I believe we even mentioned it here in the broadcast, that his casitas now have air conditioning. So it is a fun time to visit the casitas, even in the summer when it's so warm. So we were there a couple of months ago, maybe 3 months ago, and the water level was already quite low. So I can imagine it must be lower now, which is, a reason of concern. We've alerted you of the water shortages before. We've asked folks to be mindful of their water use. And we will continue to do this as we wait for the rain season to really unfold upon us. And there I go with my hands talking and stuff like that. But now I have a little stool right next to my desk, and that is where the iced coffee sits. So things are good. So now let us shift over to the weather just to find out exactly what we can expect for the next few days. Woohoo! That cloud looks like an atom bomb. says carrot weather today. It is 27 degrees, feels like 33. Humidity, 98%. There's a 7% chance of rain right now, and our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 81. What can we expect? Well, today is Tuesday. We can expect a little bit of rain this morning. I kind of got up in the middle of the night and I think it was drizzling, so I suppose there was rain early in the morning. Our high temperature for the day is going to be 30. Low temperature will be 25. Tomorrow, rain until morning, so it's going to rain overnight with a high temperature of 31 and a low temperature of 24. Tomorrow, it'll start raining again in the evening. And Thursday, we can expect rain in the evening and overnight, a high temperature of 31 with a low temperature of 24. So we start to see a slight increase in notices of rain. We can only hope that this will definitely be the case, because aside from the fact that it makes everything cooler, our surroundings need the water. That said, if you've taken a look at the hills surrounding Puerto Vallarta, you already start seeing these beautiful patches of lighter, brighter, more alive green in the trees. And I love that. I love that part of the year where you notice that the trees kind of come back to life, and it's a good thing. And if you're here, you know what I'm talking about. Now, moving right along, I'm not entirely sure why I am set up an iced coffee cam, says Shauna O'Brien. All I would have to do that is to put the coffee in front of the Luna cam, because Luna has decided, Luna is just not using her little perch next to me anymore. She now, because she knows she can easily just jump on my lap. If she wants attention, she'll just meow, and all of a sudden, boom, I look down and there she is. And she does that quite frequently. I don't know that I would set up a lap Luna cam, because that would be crotchy, and we don't want to go there. There's just, never mind. How did we get into this? Anyhow, I want to share a bit of news that is not even important. I feel like I am at the hairstyling salon and just being gossipy. So I'm not sure why I'm sharing this with you, but it really rattled my cage. This woman living in the state of Mexico was sentenced for forcing another woman to be her cleaning lady and work at her shop for no pay. For years, and I mean forcing with violence. She first claimed to help her victim with her divorce papers. So she says, I'll help you fill out all your paperwork and you will work for me in exchange. But later on, she threatened the victim, claiming that all the work that she had done was equivalent to a lot of money, so she just had to keep working and working and working without a salary. The truth came to light much later, and the perpetrator was sentenced to 9 years, 4 months, and 15 days in prison. What a bitch. Fines of 427,688 pesos, plus 64,000 pesos in compensation for the victim. I suppose the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I used to hear enough stories, and I've seen this happen from my former cleaning lady, about being treated not nicely by people that hired her, and this has nothing to do with nationality, and unfortunately, a lot of time maids are portrayed horribly in Mexican telenovelas. For example, you get these uppity, upper class, pardon the expression, bitches that are just bossing their maids around and treating them poorly. So you see that in television, and it just nurtures people's fantasies. If you employ people to do work, particularly cleaning work, be kind to them. Be kind to them. Maybe it's my own upbringing. My mother always taught us to treat the people that worked in their home, my parents' home, with dignity and respect and kindness, and that has always been something that is important to me. So I apologize if I take airtime on this. I am sure that you are all absolutely wonderful with your cleaning staff, but if you're not, just look at yourselves in the mirror from time to time and just think about this. Am I being the best person I can be towards people that work with me, regardless of what they're doing? And then, just go about your day. And I'm sure that you will feel a lot better about yourself. Noi, who's watching from Thailand, says she should be cleaning for the victim in return for 10 years and pay her. That is a great sentence. I believe Judge Judy would do something like that if this had happened in the United States. But that would be a very well-deserved sentence. Before we dive into your comments, and I'm sorry to jump into some of them, they're just staring there at me. I want to share another news item with you. This has to do with 3 beaches that Catalejo has shared with us that are not very crowded in Riviera Nayarit that you may want to explore if you want a beach destination. They start by sharing Playa Tortugas, which is, I'll show you in the map where this is. Playa Tortugas is in Platanitos. It's north in the state of Nayarit. They also talk about Playa Punta Negra, which is right past Punta de Mita on the other side. And they also talk about the playa at Lo de Marcos. I have visited the last 2. I have not visited Platanitos just yet, but in case you're thinking, well, I'd like to hop on the car and go somewhere, these are 3 options you may want to consider. And now I show you in the map. We'd love to give you context. And of course, here is Puerto Vallarta all the way down here. And Platanitos is the furthest destination. It is right here, high up on the state of Nayarit. If you see, there's Rincón de Guayabitos. And Rincón de Guayabitos, we know, is about an hour 10, an hour 20 north of Puerto Vallarta if you drive. Lo de Marcos is around here. And Punta Negra, which is right past Punta de Mita, there's Punta de Mita. There's a whole little mini peninsula. And Punta Negra is right past it on the other side. So if you're thinking, about, new places to explore, places to go, on your car, or if you're considering places away from Puerto Vallarta to spend the night, these are 3 options that you may want to consider. And now it is Taco Tuesday time, and let me set up the presentation because I did a presentation for this just because there was a lot of explanation and context and culture that I thought you would enjoy surrounding this particular taqueria. And without more introduction, we went to this place called Rico Machaca. Rico Machaca is located on Avenue Mexico, or Mexico Avenue, kitty corner from Lay Supermarket. It's right on the corner right there. It's a very large, spacious venue that serves tacos. Well, it serves tacos, and then I found out they serve a lot of other stuff. But let's look at the name. The name is Rico Machaca. And this name is relevant to us for a couple of reasons. First of all, why can I not advance my presentation? There you go. Okay, so recognize this little dude? I think you do. His name is Scrooge McDuck. And his name in Spanish is Rico Macpato. Pato, of course, meaning duck. Rico Macpato. And of course, the name of the restaurant is just a word play around this, and the name of the restaurant is Rico Machaca. So that's how we know that they serve tacos, obviously. But there is more to this, I think, because the word Rico is an important word to take a look at. The word Rico means rich, as in with money, as in Helen Oates, she's a rich girl, having money, being rich. Rico is that word. But then the word Rico is just oodles with sensuousness because Rico means flavorful or tasty. It also, and it can be rica if it refers to a feminine thing. Rico or rica is about food. It's about sex. It's about flirting. It's about being sensual. The word rico is just embedded with all kinds of deliciousness. So does a restaurant live up to that expectation? Well, it depends on what you're looking for. You see, I walked into Rico Mactaco thinking that this was an enormous taqueria, and in reality, it is either an enormous taqueria that also serves non-taco food, or an enormous restaurant that happens to have tacos in the menu. Uh, oh, Piba, that is so sweet. Paul says, Paco es rico. Get your ass back from León, Guanajuato, and let us know how your trip went. I know that Paul is out there shopping for technology and intelligence to make more sexy bathing suits and stuff. But okay, I will not look at your comments just yet. Anyhow, this restaurant, I was not sure whether it was a restaurant trying to be a taqueria or vice versa or a little bit of both, but the location can't be beaten. It's right on the way. If you're walking or if you're heading into town, it's huge. It has a lot of space. It has high ceilings. It has this amazing, if you see it, you can see it here, but then I got to take a look at it up close, and they have this beautiful blackboard that shows all the things that they serve. As you can see, they also serve meat and hamburgers and this, that, and the other. But it is spacious. It's open air. So if you want to just people watch, you can sit close to the window. You can sit inside. Oh my God! And they have a full bar. So again, if you're traveling with a crowd that says, "Well, I want tacos. Well, I want restaurant food. Well, I want a margarita. Well, I want all of the above." Well, there you have it. This is the place to do it. Now, what did I have? Whoa, I'm covering my menu item. I had tacos de machaca. It says tacos right behind my little circle. In fact, there it is. Boop. Tacos de machaca. And what is machaca, you're wondering? Well, you can see all kinds of chingaderas inside of my corn tortillas. Before I tell you what tacos de machaca is or are, I should say something that makes tacos complicated is the relationship between size of the tortilla and the price of the taco, because there is no standard. You never know what you're going to get. So there are a lot of places that have small, tiny tortillas. And there are a lot of places like this one where tacos were a little bit more expensive. They were 25 pesos each, but the tortillas were ginormous. So what I got the meal that I wanted just with 2 tacos. And these are tacos de machaca, and you're probably wondering what on earth is machaca. And I ordered them because I don't see tacos de machaca very frequently. Tacos de machaca, well, machaca is this dish that is made with dehydrated beef, carne seca. And carne seca comes from my hometown, comes from the north of the country. It is very popular in Monterrey, which is where I was born. And it's sold in little packages like this. It's shredded beef that has been dehydrated. And when you cook it, you rehydrate it with by stirring it in oil or adding salsas and this and that and the other. But the funny thing is that machaca here in the state of Jalisco is not prepared like machaca is prepared in the state of Nuevo León, where I'm from. Here, the way they make machaca is just by cooking the beef and shredding it, which is not the authentic machaca. So did I have the authentic machaca? I did not, but it was close in intention. It was scrambled eggs with pieces of poblano peppers and a nice salsa, and there was a little bit of shredded cilantro over them and chopped onions. So it was good. Another difference between machaca here and machaca in my hometown of Monterrey is that machaca is traditionally served in flour tortillas. It is one of the few tacos that, for some reason, tacos are meant for corn tortillas with very few exceptions. Machaca would be one of them. So anyhow, this is what machaca looks like when you buy it in the supermarket, and you can find it in supermarkets here. You're probably thinking, why do they not prepare machaca tacos here in the state of Jalisco the way they're prepared in Monterrey? I don't have an exact answer, but I will tell you that machaca, as shown here, the carne seca, the dry meat, is expensive. So it is because it's expensive. I would think that restaurants would have to change their prices accordingly. Whereas if you make a beef stew and you just shred the beef, it's not that expensive to make. So my wish for you is that if you try the tacos at this place, that you will order the machaca just to get a sense as to what it might work out like, or it might feel like, or taste like. And of course, I went to the place right around noon, so for me, scrambled eggs are morning food. So this was a fun thing to enjoy. There was the usual array of salsas available, and the restaurant had both a morning menu and an afternoon menu. The morning menu had all the standard tacos that you get just about everywhere, and the afternoon slash evening menu had a slightly larger variety of things to choose from. But overall, it was a great experience. This is a photo that I took as I walked past, because I walked into town to run some errands, and then as I was walking back, it was a little livelier on the way back. So this is the way my exploration of a taco place turned out. We will add the video to our Taco Tuesday map, which I am behind on because of all the internet snafu that we had last week, but I am uploading walking tours and publishing them on the website, and I am uploading more videos for the Taco Tuesday map, which, as you know, is available for supporting members here at Coffee and Headlines. We now have about 15 taco places, and we're going to continue to do taco place reports. I don't call them reviews. I'd rather call them reports as we continue forward. So my take on Rico McTaco is that, again, if you are in Colonia Cinco de Diciembre, if you are with a crowd in which a lot of people may not necessarily want to have tacos, this would be a good place to consider because it has a little bit of everything. And if you want to have your tacos with a drink, hello, this is a place to do it. And a lot of places don't serve, a lot of traditional taquerias don't serve alcohol. They just serve the aguas frescas and a few sodas. So this is a nice place that has a little bit of everything. With that said, I think we're done with the show, and all we have left is our chit chat section. So I was very happy about the Rico McTaco. I mean, I enjoyed the tacos. It's not going to be like my go-to taqueria, but having the tacos in Machaca really did bring back memories, and made me make a note to myself. I could easily just go out and buy some carne seca at the supermarket and make them for myself here in the house. Raymond is still in Guadalajara. I hope it's for a good reason. We miss you and we want you to come back now. Albert fills in the blank by saying, walking Wednesday sandals are ready for Taco Tuesday. I love it. And tomorrow we shall walk. Indeed. I love it. El Centro loves running naked in the rain in my private garden. Well, I love running naked in the rain. Well, I love running in the rain. I haven't run naked in the rain, and I don't remember when was the last time that I did it. But now, I always now bring a plastic bag in my purse. Whatever bag that I'm carrying, depending on what I'm doing out and about, I'll carry a small bag if I'm just going and coming back, or I'll carry a bag with all my photo gear. And now, whatever bag I'm carrying, I always bring a plastic bag that is large enough to keep everything that I'm carrying. Should I get caught in the rain, I will not mind getting all wet, and neither should you, as long as the gear and the stuff is well protected. Let's see what else we have. We gave the keyboard update. Yes, we did. Oh, what a nice description, Stephanie. Thank you very much. One of the nicest, friendliest group of people on Facebook. Sheila spilled tea on keyboard, but fortunately, Checky partner was able to revive it. Well, I will turn the keyboard on again today, and if it still has a stuck key, well, we will know. But I've had it for many, many years, so I don't feel that strongly about it. Let's see. Coffee accident is my forte. That's why I always have a top on the cup. Great suggestion. I got that from a couple of concerned friends that reached out to me yesterday. Uh, Craig said, "You did excellent yesterday. No nasty words will spill. I could not have done the same." Well, I would have probably muttered some colorful metaphors if it had been hot coffee, because that would have been very ouch. It would have landed right on my huevitos, and you know what huevitos are, my little places of love down there, and that would not have been fun. Um, Alan says we're coming back to Mexico for a quinceañera and a celebration of Father's Day. Mazel tov. Let's see what else. We could eat tacos every day and be happy. There you go. I hear you. I hear you. Let's see what else. Let's see what else. Gliadri says, I did not hear anything, and I suppose that has to do with the vaccination pre-registration. I know. I was just announced. It was just announced yesterday, and I started to see it more replicated in other news outlets. But it is. Oh, or maybe the I did not hear anything has to do with the alarms. Yes, thank you very much. No sirens in the hotel zone, but the Sunscape Resort had their own drill. Interesting. That's good to know. Logan says pre-registration takes about 5 seconds as long as you have your curb handy. And based on my age group's experience earlier this month, you'll be in and out of La Lija in under 30 minutes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Michael says, speaking of earthquakes, I'm hoping to get out of Oregon before the big one that is coming. You know, I've watched many documentaries about that big one, Michael, and it is not pretty. I certainly hope it doesn't happen in our lifetime. But yes, I know that. No. Let's see what else. Let's see what else. Showing my age, but you sound like Jackie Gleason talking about the big one. I like that comment. La Luna está de huelga. Well, yes, she's not happy with the weather. And then this comes from Jorge about the lady that forced the other lady to work for her. I'm calling her lady bitch. Que desgraciada, says Jorge, with all kinds of colorful symbols. Luna wants her own buy me a coffee fund, then she'll perch again. I don't blame her. Well, she knows how to train me, and she knows how to keep me on my toes. She really does. Jeannie loves the cleaning lady on Familia Peluche. I haven't watched that, but I will definitely look for that. Thank you very much, Liz. There's something about housekeeping people that gives us this entitledness that is just not right, and it's not pretty. It's not pretty, and maybe it's just my perception, but I thank you for letting me express that. I really do. Dave mentions that Chacala is a great destination as well. Thank you very much. Chacala is also located north on the state of Nayarit. Sheila is a Rico Mactaco fan. Excellent. We showed this before, but I'm going to show it again because I do think I am delicious. No, I'm just kidding. I shouldn't be saying that about myself. There you go. Would love to have recommendations for the best chilaquiles in town. Christy, the best chilaquiles in town come from my own kitchen. No, that's not true. I happen to like soft chilaquiles. A lot of people make crunchy chilaquiles, but for me, chilaquiles should be soft and mushy and just horrible looking, but beautiful tasting. Ricos. I couldn't tell you what a good recommendation for chilaquiles are in town, but I hope some interesting things came up. I'm going to continue reading. Let's see. Albert says, Machaca is my favorite breakfast. My only wish for you, Albert, is that you try or have tried the authentic machaca with authentic carne seca or dry meat. It's a big difference. Subtle, but important. Thank you for that, Alan. Café de Olla is a wonderful restaurant. I wouldn't be surprised if their chilaquiles are good. Uh, Dave mentions tacos de machaca in the old Viejo Vallarta. Um, I wonder if they do it with the authentic north of Mexico recipe. I'll be curious. Karen asks, were their tortillas fully cooked to my satisfaction? They look a bit raw. Yes, the tortillas were lovely, and they were made on the spot. The restaurant makes their own tortillas, um, and they were quite lovely. Paul makes an interesting point. Carne seca or dry beef is expensive because dried. That's half a cow in that bag. That is correct. When you dry the meat, it becomes really compacted. Um, do I know why Mama's Taco and Beer Place has suspension notices up? I wasn't walking and saw it closed with notices. You mean Mama Kawama? I certainly hope not. And if something happened, I certainly hope it was just a temporary thing. A lot of times restaurants get inspected and they fail on this, that, or the other, and they get suspended and they come back. But Craig, if this happened to your restaurant, please give us an update. If you're talking about a different place, Dale, please let us know. Let's see what else we have. Oh, Tio Mateo says that Freddy's Tucan has machaca made with dried meat. It's been a long time since I've been to Freddy's Tucan, but I definitely remember liking their machaca quite a bit. It is quite possible that they had dry meat when I had it. I haven't tried it. Justin says no personal cleaning person in my home, but when traveling, always leave a propina on the dresser. This is very smart. A lot of large chain hotels do not leave a sign. You know, a lot of times, it is the smaller hotels that have a little envelope or a little notice in the room saying, "Be kind to your cleaning staff." But I always like to leave a tip for the cleaning people at hotels, no matter the size of the hotel. And that's just something for you to consider. And with that said, we are at the end of our comments, so this is a good time to wrap things up. Again, thank you as always for joining me, and thank you for giving me a good reason to leave the house every now and then and go on these walking and taco missions, which I absolutely love. We'll be back tomorrow, and we'll be back tomorrow with our new walking tour. And I will continue to spend the afternoon updating the website and adding more content to it. So between now and the next time that I see you, I hope you'll stay kind. I hope you'll stay happy. I hope you'll stay well fed. And if you're in your 30s, go out and get registered for your vaccine, as this is something that is very important to do. Here is the link again, and you will find it in the show notes. And that's all I have for you. I am going to continue to make my home stop smelling like iced coffee. And I hope you have a great afternoon, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a great day. And I did my smile, but I am not doing my outro. Why can I not leave? I'm trying to leave, and I can't leave. Oh my goodness. I seem to have broken my exit screen. So I'm going to... I can't cue my exit. My exit doesn't want me to leave. So I'm just going to leave by saying goodbye without exit music. And we'll figure out why I can't leave you. Bye-bye.